Hi and welcome. I'm Linda Westfall. I started off my card today by placing a spacer piece of scrap green cardstock into my stamp positioner. And I will be using the Hero Arts Mandala bold print background stamp, and I'll place that in my positioner where I want it to be stamped. I inked up my stamp with Simon Says Stamp Intense black ink and stamped this image onto Canson watercolor paper that was cut down to 5 inches by 5.5 inches. And that way I'll be able to cut off some of the paper after I watercolor. I taped my stamped watercolor paper onto a marker board that has been cut into 8.5 by 10-inch pieces. And then I will watercolor it with distress inks. I will be using mustard seed, wilted violet, picked raspberry, mowed lawn, and blueprint sketch. I also added some spiced marmalade that I did not show. And I have just kind of smushed those colors onto my craft mat and added some water with my water bottle. I decided to do a rainbow of colors around the mandala. And when I got around to the green, I had more room left there than I wanted. I went back and made the blue and the purple areas bigger. And then I went back over all of the colors at least once and made them darker, especially the spiced marmalade, as it really looked like yellow until I added more layers on top. I'll let you listen to some music while I finish the watercoloring. Now you can set this aside to dry until it's totally dry, but I decided to speed up this process and I used my heat gun. I used my Copic markers in 2 color blends of each of the different rainbow colors to add more color and to add some variation to those colors. Cut down my panel before I remembered that I wanted to place it back in my stamp positioner and re-ink it. So I decided to outline everything with my EK Success pen, and then I used a white jelly pen to add some highlights. I used the Hello You stamp set with coordinating die from Simon Says Stamp, and I stamped the hello onto white cardstock with Versamark ink, and I used black embossing powder and set it aside. And then I stamped the sentiment, My Sweet Friend, in Versamark onto black cardstock and used white embossing powder on it. And then I heat set both of them. I then cut the hello with the coordinating die and my Big Shot. and I mounted it with Distress Collage Medium Matte onto my card panel, and I set a block on top to help keep it in place while it dries. I added some 3M foam tape to my word strip and that I'd cut down and added it under my hello. And that completes my card. Again, thanks for joining me today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.